Grayson, how you doing, man? Glad to have you here.
Hey man, I've been doing great the past really it's been about 2 weeks now. I was in a relationship for 8 months, and really it was just taking a whole toll on my body. That's why, like, originally when you reached out to me about what, 6, 7 months ago, I was really getting caught up, and just like my focus was kind of losing, and I was starting to like lose sight of my
Mm,
goals and stuff. And honestly, I was getting like a little bit too comfortable, and I kind of started realizing that. So I ended up cutting it off about 2 weeks ago, and ever since then, I feel like myself again, and really just
mm,
that's the big thing I'm definitely going to talk about on this podcast. Really about being at that young age where if you are not like completely reaching that full potential of yours, whether it's like mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, then there's no way that any man, any woman needs to be settling down for that person that I said they love so much, when
mm.
you're giving that person a lesser version of you.
Yeah, and if you look at it, people always say they should find someone who loves you for you, but realistically, what makes you you? Because let's be honest, like if we could get everything we would want at a click of a finger, we would not go to the gym if we could just press the button and be
Yeah,
jacked. We would not have this work ethic. We would not go through
yeah.
pain, etc. But that makes us who we are. That makes our character, right? Going
Well,
through hardship.
exactly. And that's the thing too. Those 8 months when I was in that relationship, I'm extremely thankful because I got to experience and go through adversity. Because relationships, they're not easy at all. You will learn a lot. And this woman, I just
Mm.
turned 21. She was a 28-year-old woman. So like the maturity aspect, I
Wow.
learned a lot, and it was great though. I like older women, but at the end of the day, it's like this. Yeah, people can love you for who you are. You can find a woman who makes you better and pushes you a lot, but at the end of the day, you need to be doing that for yourself, not for that other person. Then you're putting that burden on them. You're relying on them to do that for you. What if they break up? What if they die tomorrow? That's the
Mm.
reality. So at the end of the day, it's like you focus on you. You develop as much as possible as a fucking man, and you will find that woman, you will find that man, you'll find that wife, that husband. But until
Mm.
then, it is just so hard to actually find that person without y'all eventually getting into a divorce. Why do you think the
Mm.
divorce rate is so high nowadays?
Oh shit.
Because people get into marriages not being their best version of themselves, not being their best you. And then they're not happy with each other physically, their appearance. They start putting on that
Mm.
relationship weight, getting fat. Their mind isn't
Yeah.
mentally right and financially, and then they cheat. They have affairs, and
Yeah.
there's so many, like, nowadays. Like, the divorce rate's like 70, over 70%, and it's insane. And I'm starting to learn so much about just how, in order to actually find that person and people who want that true love, it's you need to go all in on yourself, especially when you're young,
Mm.
especially when you're in your 20s. Like, my man, how old are you?
I'm 18. I'm 18
18.
actually.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I got like 3 years on you, man. Especially in your
Mm.
20s. What I like right now, what I'm doing, it's been just over 2 weeks since I've been single now. And I actually went celibate and
Mm.
completely am avoiding women at all costs right now. Because at the end of the day, the number one thing that will kill a man and hold back their true potential is a woman.
Well, I'm kind of partly disagree with that because I believe that there are like, bro, there are some types of women that actually will make you even more productive. Like, bro, my ex girlfriend, I fucked it up. Maybe I could tell that story quickly in a nutshell, but um, bro, she was cooking for me. She was editing my videos. That's like literally she was basically working for me for free, basically, and she was actually
Mhm.
useful. But the thing is, as soon as after the first year in the relationship, I started kind of slacking. You know, like I start eating a shit ton of carbs and
Mhm.
healthy carbs. I start eating
Mhm.
like a hog. I started skipping cardio, etc. I started missing days of upload. Right, I always wanted to get always every week at least one good podcast, and there goes sometimes I've gone 3 weeks and I haven't gotten a guest, and like she would have seen that, and even if she wouldn't have called me out on it, she registered that in the back of her mind. And after a year and a half, that ended, and it was my fault, right? But the
Yeah.
thing is, I realized that it's it's hard to maintain the same momentum, but that's the thing that we have to learn. And we're young, we have a lot of time to learn how to do that. But complacency in general, I think that what kills a man is not necessarily women, it's his own complacency, which will make the woman act in a way that doesn't benefit him, you know? Because if a
Yeah.
woman respects you the whole time, she's
I mean,
useful a lot of
yeah.
times.
And
What women
absolutely.
depends.
And I will say what you said about like how it's not really the woman itself, but more about, like you said, at first you were on your grind. And that was the start of it, right? It was like that honeymoon phase when
Yeah.
you're really developing. And yeah, like for me too, I can tell you every woman though, I mean, I've been in like two like solid long-term relationships. And don't get me wrong, they helped me, they pushed me.
Mhm.
But it gets to that point where, like you said, you start skipping your cardio, eating a lot of carbs. You get comfortable, you get used to it because you already know that this woman loves you. You have what you got, and
Yeah.
you get that comfort. And the truth is, men thrive in discomfort. We thrive in discomfort because
Oh
that
yeah.
is when we are our true selves. That is when we are lonely. That is when it is you versus you. And every single day you are battling, making yourself better in every single aspect of your life. So yeah, women are great. Women are not necessarily the biggest weakness in a man, but the lust we have for women, I will say, is when I started my celibacy journey, I realized that in my relationship, my 8 month long relationship, I'll say this: I was lusting so much. I was having sex all the time, probably 3 times a day for 8 months. And I'm not even being like
Holy
exaggerating.
shit, dude, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. And like I have a high sex drive. I have a lot of testosterone, and
Yeah.
now ever since I decided to go celibate, since I ended it, I was like, man, this whole time I was pouring all of my energy, all of my drive, that testosterone, I was putting it into that lust, to pleasure, supposed to putting it into purpose. Now, for me, I am putting it into my workouts, into work, into getting my shit done, into actually developing mentally, physically,
Hell yeah.
spiritually, financially. And so now, the past 2 weeks, I've never seen so much growth, so much development as a man than I have like my whole life. And I'm not even kidding when I say that. And it's all because I've been able to let go of that, the lust, the love. And I know love is great, but as of right now in my point in life, I am not able to reciprocate that love to a woman when I can't be the full Grayson West, my best version of me.
And
So
I
I let
also
the
go ahead.
go ahead.
I also
I just
feel
go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah. So I had to realize I had to let the lust go. I had to let the infatuation and those feelings of love, because yes, love is real, but love is also a feeling that you feel. I had to let that go because I realized I was not doing what was necessary for myself, for this woman who I say I love so much. But at the end of the day, if I really love her, sometimes you have to be willing to let that person you love go in order to help them and help yourself.
Oh yeah. So there were two things that I wanted to mention. For obviously about love, I'm gonna mention, but first one I wanted to mention about the energy that you put into lust, etc. There was this. Do you know the David Dida, the one that wrote the book "The Way of the Superior Man"?
I've heard of that book. Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, he also made a book, Spiritual Sex Guide, and it sounds funny, but it's actually a very deep book
Yeah.
about how sex affects our minds and our souls,
Yeah.
and how it actually takes. It's like the concept of ejaculating for a man is like the woman taking his power away from him in a way.
Because that's exactly what they're doing.
Because what happens then is you're releasing a hormone called prolactin, which is lowering your testosterone.
Exactly. And I will say there's a difference between, like, let's say like a man who does it himself versus he gets a woman to do it.
Oh yeah,
It's two
that's a big
different
difference.
chemical reactions. The real one where you're not using your imaginary is a real chemical reaction, but at the same time, I've made a video about this. The dopamine that you get from actually having sex with the woman or whatever, doing whatever with them, is not going to be the same dopamine where you are getting a pump during your workout when you are on that run and you're just in that zone, because the dopamine that you're feeling when you're having sex is, yeah, that's dopamine. That's pleasures. It's pleasuring you. It feels good, yeah. But the real dopamine is where it's actually growing you. It's growing you mentally, physically. And people get so caught up. Like I say, it's either you choose pleasure or you choose purpose. I want to choose purpose, because you can choose purpose for 5 years straight, pursuing the man you want to be, pursuing your goals, and just seeing who you can truly become. And then you can create a life where you have those pleasures. And of course, you still have that purpose, but you have that wife, you have that beautiful family. You have created such an empire where you can't even fit all of your 20 supercars into your garage. So yeah, you have to go buy a new house. It's just stuff like that. Suppose people get caught up in just pleasure. They want to just feel the pleasure. 5 years, all they feel is that pleasure. The rest of their life, they're lost. They don't know what to do, especially when you're young. People, you take initiative now, especially you being 18, taking initiative now as soon as possible, you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, but also, I don't know if you've ever felt this too, but sometimes I struggle with the feeling that I might be behind in life because there are 16-year-olds making 25, 30K a month and I'm not there yet. And I'm sometimes like, this guy's 2 years younger than me and he's making like 30K a month. I'm like, holy shit. But also, I use that as inspiration, obviously, because I know what's possible. But it's just like, do you ever get like those moments where you think that, man, I should be further, like this guy is overtaking me?
Absolutely. And the thing I realized too, it's like this. When I see that, I'm like, damn, good for him. I'm proud of him. But I'm not going to settle for that. I'm not going to let that dude continue to beat me. So before I even think about, you have to stop thinking about, like, okay, like you said, like a 16-year-old with like a supercar that makes you like, you're just like, wow, like you want to be better, right? You want to learn what they're doing that you're not doing before you even get to like the point to get like that supercar or to make that 30K a month, 50K a month, whatever it is you really truly desire. You first have to build the man who can get that.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to start a brand, if you like having this podcast, if you want to do anything in life where you just put all your heart out, like for instance, I run to create men to be their most confident version of themselves. In order to really actually start making as much money as I can, you first have to build your best version of you. That way you can reflect the business off you, because most business problems in the world, when you have a big business, most of those business problems are personal problems. Those personal problems start to reflect and affect your business problems. So if you get your mind, you get your body in everything you can 100% right and just absolutely reach that potential that you can, then and only then can you truly have that business, have that true success where your brand, your success and money is based off you as a man.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And although I love reading books, I do realize that all this comes from, well, not all of this, but most of this comes from life experience and not just reading books. Like, I love reading books for knowledge and for different perspectives on life, right?
Absolutely.
But and definitely there are a lot of good books. I have a stack of them here, but there's nothing that can replace life experience that will teach you more. Like, let's say an example with girls. Let's say I was always like, when I was 15, 16, didn't know how to talk to girls. Let's say the idea of sleeping with a girl on a first date was unreal to me, right? And I saw these YouTube videos, these guys talking about it, and I was like, they must be lying. They have to be lying.
Yeah.
Well, it's in those couple of years when I went on a few dates, when I fucked up, I embarrassed myself a lot of times. I approached girls at the gym or whatever. I did a lot of stupid shit as well. Like, there was this one girl at the gym. Quick story. She was wearing blue leggings and a blue gym sports bra from Gymshark, right? And it, for some reason, it reminded me of the ocean. So I just decided to go up there and tell her, like, you got more waves than the Pacific Ocean. Now that I think
That's
about
funny,
it,
bro. I gotta go to that. That's a good one.
now that I think about it, it sounds like I'm calling her fat, right? And that's a story that I remember, right? um,
How did she take it though? Did she take it good
oh,
or?
it was the most awkward conversation. She just started walking away, and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, have a nice work." I never talked to that girl again, right? I mean, yeah, it sounded bad, right? But that's a story that I'm laughing at to this day,
Yeah.
right now, and I'm glad I did that rather than not forcing myself to go speak to her and still always having that block of being afraid of speaking to a girl that I thought it was out of my league, you know. And yeah, man, it's with the majority of things in life, I feel like life experience will teach you the most, more than the stories that someone tells you. Even if someone can tell a story so good, he can never tell it so good that you can actually learn the lesson so vividly that it sticks. Usually, you
Absolutely.
have to experience it yourself in one way, shape, or form. In my opinion,
And
like,
yeah,
for
no, and
example, let's say a young guy that has never had his heart broken, he cannot imagine how it feels like unless he's experienced it at least once. Like, you can
yeah,
try to explain it to him and describe it to him,
it
he'll
won't be
never
the same.
understand it.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with you 100%. And the biggest thing that I've learned, like people have said those things to me and taught me things, and yeah, I can listen. Yeah, I could learn something, but until I actually truly go through it, it is not the same. And what I
Mm.
say about that is when you do go through, like if you're going through something right now, a hard time, or eventually, no matter what, we all will go through something. It is in those times where you seek that opportunity of the adversary. So we all go through adversity, and that is truly the biggest blessing because that is where you see the most growth. Because if your life is
Mm.
perfect 24/7, you can't experience that pain and you can't experience that discomfort where you realize that you truly need to grow as a man or as a woman, whatever it
Mm.
is. I was going through a hard 8 months in that relationship. It was getting toxic. It was getting like just out of hand. And I started like losing
Yeah.
self-doubt in myself, losing confidence. I was just putting all my mentality, all my focus into her. I said I was bulking relationship weight.
The common
It's just
excuse.
a label that makes you look better.
Use that
And
many
that's as
times.
honest as I'm gonna get. But at the end of the day, it's like in order to truly grow, you have to go through that adversity. You have to feel that pain. And you have to realize that that is something that is a true blessing and something to truly be thankful about.
Mm. It's hard to realize it in the moment, though. Usually, you're always glad for the bad periods after they're done, but you cannot remember. You remember it, but you cannot feel grateful for it in the moment. You struggle to journal, bro. Whatever. It's like, bro, I've had pages in this journal with tears on them, with drops of tears on over them, and I can still see them to this day. I was still lost as fuck, and now I'm looking back at those days months ago, maybe from 2024, maybe some pages from 2023 from all my older journals, and I look at those problems I thought were serious, and I'm like, this is so easy to solve for me right now, but back then, for my younger me, it was a problem that he couldn't sleep at night because of. You
Yeah.
know, like let's say a girl that I was dating for half a year, she went to this party even though I told her not to. Okay, he was stressing himself out about it. Right now, I would just break up with that girl. And
Yeah.
okay, 6 months were wasted. But imagine how much more time would be wasted if I didn't break up. And I wasted another a year with that same girl.
Yeah.
And obviously, it ended up exactly as I expected to. She cheated. Yeah, exactly.
But
But now I could just
you learn from
foresee
that,
it.
correct?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like, as soon as
Exactly.
like a boundary like that is literally crossed, like, don't do this, and she exactly does
Yeah.
that. Like,
And
I'm not naive anymore. If she goes to a frat house party, I know she's getting fucked there. Like, bro, I'm not
yeah.
naive anymore.
Hey, and man, at the end of the day, it's like in the moment when you're telling them that, especially at first, it's like you are so like in love with them, you're so infatuated with them
Oh
that
yeah,
you
my
do
first
not want
love.
to lose them. So you disrespect yourself because you
Mm.
knew deep down that you shouldn't have let her gone and that you would have been done with
Oh
her.
yeah.
But you stayed. But I've been in the exact same situation, bro. You put herself before you and you say, okay, it's fine. Like you try to just put it out of your mind saying, okay, it's fine, just
Oh, the thing
whatever.
is,
Ignore it.
the thing is, I told her not that I don't want her to go, and she still went.
But
Right?
she, yeah,
That.
I've been
Yeah,
there. I've been there before,
yeah.
brother. Trust me. I know how it is. And later on, you regret it because you're like, damn, what was I thinking? Like, why was I being like
I
such
don't.
a little bitch?
I don't even look at it
You,
back with that much regret. I'm just like looking at back at it. I'm like, you were so stupid. I'm just laughing
I
at it
learned,
now.
yeah, hey,
Right?
no, it's a good thing though. It's a learning experience, a life lesson.
Yeah.
Because once you actually find like that woman, bro, they'll never disrespect you. They
Oh yeah.
were because the number one trait in a woman, always say this, them being feminine. When they're feminine, they respect you no matter what. They listen to you. They are
Mm.
submissive. They care for you and they are nurturing. And
Oh
what the
yeah.
man is, they need to be masculine. In order to get a feminine woman, you have to be a masculine man. You need to be a
Absolutely.
protector. You need to be a provider. You need to be someone who looks after your
Oh
family,
yeah.
your
Like you
wife.
can't go 50-50 on a date with your girl, bro, and then expect
Absolutely
her to
not.
like respect you. That's like fucking pathetic
Yeah.
ass shit, bro.
Yeah. And I mean, I've always been the type of person where it's like, I'm either all in or I'm all out. I can go to
Mm.
0 to 100. And sometimes it's one of my best traits and sometimes it's one of my worst.
Yeah, I
And
mean that
what I
comes
will,
practical in different situations, right? It's like
yeah,
when you go all balls out, sometimes you actually get what you want. Sometimes you waste a lot of time and energy. Sometimes you make big mistakes. But again, even like you look at those mistakes. Let's say you're 21. Like you could restart your life basically. There are people who gone to
oh yeah,
jail at 18, got out of jail at 30.
yeah.
Now they start their life at 30.
Wes
Because you
Watson, you
can.
know who Wes Watson is?
Oh yeah, I know Wes Watson. Yeah, when he
Yeah,
got out of jail, he
he's
rebuilt
the
his life.
biggest. He's the biggest coach out there. He literally
Oh
went to
yeah,
jail for 10 years, gets out at like what 35 or something like
yeah,
35. He might have
crazy.
been 40, and now he's making like 20 million a month.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a lot of pain of years of suffering built up. You know.
But that's the thing. When he was in prison for all that time, he was waking up at like 2:45 every morning.
Yeah.
He was doing his morning routine. He was already building the mindset that whole time to where as soon as he got out, he created the man to
Uh,
start that business, to make all that money
yeah.
and that wealth.
And most people think that, most people overlook these things and they just look for the tactical stuff. How do I build my e-com store or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, these people quit within like 6 months because they've only made like $100 or they haven't made a single
Yeah.
dollar. Bro, like, that's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. And I mean, the biggest thing that people can do on themselves for themselves is to invest into their self. And it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
like something like when you go to the gym and work out, you don't see results instantly. It is a process. It is something that is 24/7. What you eat, how you sleep, how you recover, how you train. It's 24/7 and it's a
Yeah.
process. But once you start noticing the results, then you start falling in love with the process of growth.
Oh,
And
yeah.
in order to actually create like that, I say that temple that you truly desire, you got to build a mind for it first because you can't truly like grow your physique, you can't grow in the gym without pushing your mind, without
Oh, yeah.
creating the mindset to where this pain is nothing. This pain is something that will help me grow. Because nothing, the only thing that truly like can't be given to you is your physique.
You
Yeah, like
can't
for a woman, yeah,
rent
you can
it.
get a
You
BBL
can't.
for a girl or a
Yeah.
guy. Like you get a BBL, your boobs done, whatever. But a man, like you cannot get your physique given to you. You have
Yeah,
to
you
build
can't.
it
You
by
can't even
brick.
rent it. You can't even borrow
Yeah,
it or nothing. Yeah.
yeah. Tomorrow, someone could come to your house and give you a freaking jet, a yacht. Like, I mean, sure, the
Yeah.
possibilities of that are extremely low, but it's possible. No one can just give you a physique that you truly desire. You have to build it, which makes it so amazing
Yeah.
because knowing that you did it yourself and you put your full like efforts into it day by day, it's something that you can truly like admire and just love.
Yeah. I feel like people overlook the small things because they want to always focus on the quote unquote bigger picture. Um, but they completely like don't realize how all these small things compound. You know,
Yeah.
like in the first months in the gym, you don't see any result, bro. It took me like, bro, I have 2 YouTube channels. It took me like probably uploading over like probably 300 videos until I made a single fucking dollar. It's like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
But
Before
you
I
didn't
got my
stop.
first, yeah, it's like that's before I got my first client, for example. I was doing, I did some freelancing back in the day. Then I did video editing, and then I did some actually not really coaching, but technically, yeah. I was it was like mostly selling a course, and it's like the early days, which I remember, and they were very, very nice to think about.
Yeah.
But it took me like, bro, it took me like over a year of uploading, to even
Really?
like, yeah,
Yeah.
and
And like for me, like I literally just posted my first YouTube video last week and I'm about to
mm,
drop one today. And I should have done that over a year ago, but I was getting so caught up in just like I said, lust, losing
mm,
myself in lust. And I wasn't
yeah,
looking at, like you said, the bigger picture. I was more focused on being caught up in the moment, being caught up in the pleasures of life, supposed to the purpose. And so,
100%.
and like what you said earlier about like when you went up to that one girl at the gym, what I would say, like, what I've learned to over time is so I've always had this one rule with myself where I've never worked out with a woman in my life. Like my whole 21 years, I've never
Whoa,
worked out with
really?
yeah. Don't get me wrong. So many women have tried to, and I tell them like no, because I know it's not gonna be the same. It's gonna like I'm gonna be like doing glutes, and I'm just gonna be focused on their looking at their butt like less than. And I'm just
Yeah.
not gonna be like I'm not gonna be me working out like into that
Mm.
zone. And really, it's just about like when I go to the gym alone, or like I'll always train with a buddy too, of course, create some content or whatever.
I actually think that training with the boys is so much better than training alone.
Yeah, and I mean it's also personal preference. Like I do both.
Yeah, of course.
Lately, I've been training with a lot of my boys. But really, it's just like even when I'm in the gym and I'm working out, whether I'm with a friend or just myself, one thing I'll never do, I'll never go out of my way and talk to a woman because when you like, let's say like I'll work out, I'll have my hoodie on, or I'll just be focusing on me. If they're like really like a beautiful woman, so many other
Mm.
guys, they're gonna see her, they're gonna try to go up to her and talk to her. And when they see a guy who's just focused, going in the gym every day, focusing on him and growing, they notice that. And they're wondering in their head, they're like, who is that guy? It's like it builds that mysteriousness for them. They wonder.
Actually, I think that I would disagree. I think that the majority of guys are too pussy to even talk to a girl. Like a lot of guys are so scared. Again, in the US, it might be completely different, but bro, I feel like guys are like socially autistic.
Yeah, well, I know I completely agree, especially if they're super attractive, they get nervous, they get scared. But the girl does not, it doesn't go unnoticed that she can tell when a guy is looking at her across the gym.
Oh yeah,
And
of course, bro. Girls notice that, bro. Guys think
like,
they're.
like I will walk and like let's say I'm walking by a girl and she's like looking, I will just look her dead in the eyes and I'll keep on walking, I'll look her dead in the eyes and just keep on walking.
Yeah.
She's gonna keep on thinking about it. She's gonna keep on thinking about it. She's also gonna be wondering like, what? Why isn't he trying to talk to me? Like, what was that?
Yeah.
You build this like a girl likes a guy who is mysterious, not
Oh yeah.
a guy who will go out of their way during that girl's workout to try to go talk to them. It's almost like you gotta build this persona, this aura where they almost want to go up to you. They want to find out your social media and follow you because they're like wondering why this dude's not giving you attention when every other guy is either trying to talk to you or trying to just drool over you from across the gym.
You know what, man? I think that this might be the first time I'm gonna slightly disagree with you. I think that the best experience I've had with girls is when I've seen them and I didn't hesitate and I immediately walked over to them as soon as I made even a little bit of eye contact. Because if a girl can see if the guy looks at her, then pretends to do something on his phone, doesn't work out right, but keeps looking at her, she knows that he wants to talk to her, but he's too pussy. But if you instantly go speak to her, like literally without you turn off your brain and you just go, you don't even think about what you're gonna say. You're nervous too. She's kind of nervous probably too a little bit. But I feel like those interactions go the best. To be honest. Now, yeah, obviously you can build like a relationship over like she's seen you a couple of times. Yeah, that works obviously well. But the mysterious one that you mentioned, that works very well. I'm gonna like.
And I'm not saying that you can't go talk to them at all. I'm saying there's many times where I'll go to a very beautiful one. I'll be like, how many more sets do you have left? I'll keep it very, very.
Oh yeah.
I won't even compliment them because that's what every other guy's doing.
Yeah.
That's what they're all doing. And I'll just ask them very, very just genuine, like, hey, how many more sets do you have left? And she'll be like, 3, or you want to work in? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I just keep it like I'm not even trying to
Yeah, but that makes sense, man.
Because then like we can be going back and forth. Let's say we're doing like tricep extensions. We're going back and forth. I'm not even like I'm in my zone. I have my headphones on. I'm doing my workout. And then she's going like, obviously she let me work in with her. She sees that I was willing to go like say something to her, but I'm not over here saying, wow, you're so beautiful. Wow. And one thing, like if you do want to compliment a girl, don't compliment their outside, their physical appearance. Say something about them like, wow, you're very unique. Like something about you. I don't know what it is.
Their behavior, character traits. Yeah, they like that shit for some reason.
Yeah, because every guy's complimenting their hair. Every guy's complimenting their physique. Compliment their intelligence. You seem like a super intelligent woman. Like you seem super unique. Like there's just something about you that's super interesting. Like things like that, because then it makes them think. It's like, what is it? What is it? Like, and you
Mm,
don't have to tell them. You don't have to tell them. You can just say there's something about
yeah.
you that is like really cool. I don't even know what it is. It makes them keep on thinking about it because a million
Yeah.
other guys, I promise you, have said, "Wow, your body is incredible. Wow, your face, your hair is incredible."
Yeah, bro. Like
And it's the
that's the
same
type
thing.
of shit that you say during more intimate moments when you actually know that a girl likes you, but you don't say that to a stranger, bro. Like she hears that all the time in the
Yeah,
comments on her posts, etc.
you're
You're
just
like
telling
a
her.
you're like an Instagram comment fan, but in real life.
Yeah, you're literally just telling her, "Wow, your appearance is so hot.
Yeah.
I just want to fuck you." That's it. When you
Jesus,
tell
man.
her, "Wow, there's something about you. It truly intrigues me." She just keeps on thinking about it. She'll leave the gym. She'll be like, what is it? What is it that is like
Mm,
so intriguing?" She's gonna seek that validation from you.
yeah. And also, even if she asks you questions, keep it kind of bland, to be honest. The one thing that
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
I find it is that, let's say a girl
You
asks you, I
gotta.
don't know, a random question like, what did you do today? You know, the most basic question. A lot of guys will say, yeah, so I woke up at 4 a.m., I did my morning meditation, I take a cold shower, then I went to the gym at 6. I also recorded a video in the morning. Yeah, then I came home, ate my 6 eggs and 200 grams of ground beef.
Yeah.
And then he's
At
gonna
that point,
tell
you
her
just.
everything he does. You know what I would say in that situation? I would just smile and say, "You wouldn't believe me if I told you." Even if it was boring as fuck.
Yeah.
She now wants to get it out of you. And you just
Yeah.
don't tell her.
And then you say that, and then you go hit your set. She's gonna be like, "What the fuck? What does that mean? What does
Yeah.
that mean?"
She's gonna go home that
Girl.
night and she's gonna think about what did he do this morning that he couldn't tell me. That I wouldn't believe
Yeah.
if he told me, yeah.
Yeah. Everything is about like building that persona, that mysteriousness, because no matter what, it doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how you who you try to be. At the
Mm,
end of the day, it's what you do different from the rest
yeah.
that makes them think.
But I'd also say that it's pretty important that the girl, like you're kind of like, if you're busy, that is actually legit. It's not just you're trying to pretend to be busy, like not replying to her for hours just on purpose, not just because you
Yeah, no,
genuinely didn't
no.
see the
I
message or
mean,
whatever. A lot of guys do that shit, you know. But I would like, yeah, bro, if a guy's like a fat ass, plays video games or whatever, like, and you say you did something exciting today, she's not really gonna believe that guy, you know what I mean?
yeah. And especially like if you want to, let's say you want to get a girl's number or you want to get slide in their DMs, whatever. First of all, you need to ask yourself how many other dudes have said what I'm about to say.
Mm.
Hey, beautiful. Wow, you look so good. Do something different. For me,
Yeah.
like I will go on an Instagram post. I will scroll and see like what like captions they've done.
Mm.
Like there was this one, what she say? She said, your bad habit on one of her Instagram posts. It was all her posts. And I DM'd her, I was like, yeah, you're right. You might just become my next bad habit. And then she was
Yeah.
like, she literally responds like, "Oh my god, what?" Like with a laughing face.
Mm.
I'm like, "Yeah, that's what you told me." And then the conversation just started. We just going back and forth, back and
Yeah.
forth. And because I know I said something that I know no other guy said.
Oh yeah. You know, there's a lot of things. There, and again, I've experimented a lot, bro, with Tinder messages, bro. I've experimented so much. For me, when you keep it super simple, but your profile actually is attractive, right? Then bro, like the girl actually is just interested. Why is this guy not even trying, right? So like, let's say you just, for example, sometimes I just text. I get straight to the point. I just say, "Hey, Nikki, I got a brilliant idea." Dot dot dot. And she's like, "What?" And then I say, "You, me, wine at this place." It's like literally two messages, and I'm setting up a date. If she says no or I'm busy, I can't this weekend or whatever, I'd stop texting. And if she texts me again, whatever, you know. It's like a
Yeah.
lot of guys will text, try to get the girl, try to get to know the girl through text, and that's so stupid in my opinion. Like, bro, leave
Yeah,
that
that's what
conversation from real life.
it's not real. That's what you call dopamine texting, where y'all are texting back and forth. You're getting so happy and excited.
Oh
It's
my
not
god,
real.
bro.
It is
Bro.
just dopamine texting. I literally texted this to early other day. And keep in mind, I've still been celibate. I'm not even trying to like have sex or do anything with women. But
Uh-huh.
again, I have the self control at this point where I can hang out with the girl, not even try to
Mm,
have sex with them at all, and just do me, be me. And like,
yeah.
it's almost like too like testing myself.
Oh yeah.
There's many very beautiful women I've had in my life. There's many beautiful women I've turned down, and creating this like celibacy has been like the biggest thing to just boost and create more confidence,
Mm,
because now I'm not caught up in a woman's lust in their appearance. I'm not just like, yes, yes, I'll do anything. I will, because so
mm,
many dudes will literally just be, they will stop. What I say this, they
mm.
stop using this, their intuition, their brain. They start using their dick. They start thinking
Oh
with their
my
dick.
god, yeah, bro.
And then they absolutely, it will destroy their life too. That's the
Mm.
thing. They think with their dick supposed to their mind.
Oh yeah.
Once you can actually put like that lust thinking with your dick out of the equation and just
Mm.
use your mind,
Oftentimes,
every, everything becomes
oftentimes,
different.
just ask yourself the questions. Whenever a girl is like annoying over text or whatever, would I put up with her shit if I just fucked right now? You know, if I just had a girl that I loved and I just got done, like, would I really care about this girl? Like, I don't know, not replying to me or in time
Yeah.
or whatever. I wouldn't give a shit. You know, the one thing that, including myself, I used to do, bro, I would flood the. Okay, I'm gonna tell the story. When I was 15, I lost my virginity to a girl who was 19. So it was kind of like, if roles were reversed, a 19-year-old dude would sleep with a 15-year-old girl. That would be weird. That would be a pedophile. But the girl, hey, it's acceptable
Yeah.
for some reason. Anyways, I was
I like my
15.
older ladies as well.
Yeah, so she was 19, I was 15. She probably slept with a lot of guys before that. She taught me everything, whatever, bro. One after that one night, I texted her every night, like for like 2 hours. She would chit chat with me, right? She would like the attention, the compliments, whatever. Guess what? I never saw her again. Never. I only got my dick wet once, and I never got her again. Why? Because I flooded her.
Yeah,
Because
I
it
mean, you
was
gave her that
repulsive.
attention, supposed to saying like, supposed to showing her that you're a busy ass man, that you have other priorities over her. Once a
I
woman
mean,
realizes that
I'm
you
gonna be honest, bro.
prioritize,
I was 15. I was kind
oh
of
yeah, yeah,
fat,
yeah, of
bro. I
course.
was like,
So I mean, it was your first girl that you ever been with, so yeah, of course, like that's, we've all been there. But at the end of the day, it's like those women who, it goes for all women. They're gonna like the man who has priorities over her. They're gonna like the guy who says, "Hey,
oh
I have
yeah.
a lot of work to do. I cannot hang out with you today. Once I am done, I will let you know and see if I can get you on my schedule."
Mm,
Then they automatically think, "Damn, this dude he has his shit together. He has things that are more important than me. How can I make him prioritize me? How can I do this and this?" They start becoming so obsessed, so infatuated with you because they want your validation so bad.
oh yeah.
Every other man has given her that validation. Every other man has tried, please come hang out with me. Come on, let's do something.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, like you're so beautiful, you're so pretty. Stop giving the girl attention.
Yeah.
Once you stop, they will see you. They will come to you. And if they don't, okay, they're lost. Get better,
Mm,
become the best version, the best man you can be. They will come to you later down the
yeah.
road.
And this is
I
the thing.
promise.
You don't usually, the things that girls say they want, they don't actually want, because as soon as you start giving her the attention that she all this time said she
Nice guy.
wanted, you just see her behaving in a way that you just she does it maybe subconsciously. Who the fuck knows? It's just like she's so insufferable all of a sudden because you gave her all the attention that she wanted, but she actually deep down wanted you to put that attention into work. Just she didn't realize it, or like she tried getting your attention, but she didn't realize that's not actually what you wanted.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
like kind of
girls,
like you have to be like the one who realizes that she doesn't actually know really what she wants.
she doesn't want a nice guy. No girl wants the nice guy. They say they do, but they do not. They
No.
want the guy who is prioritizing his own well-being, who's making himself better,
Mm,
and who's not so caught up on just one woman.
oh yeah.
Make her know that you have options other than her.
Mm,
Make her know that, hey, my time's super valuable. I feel like you're texting me all the time, but you have no intention of
mm.
hanging out or whatever. Like I have priorities and
Oh
I'm a busy man. So like, are you gonna keep on wasting my time? Be very forward,
yeah.
be very direct because
I
men are supposed to be the ones taking initiative, taking control of the situation.
You know what? I've wasted so much time with girls that I've sort of like using this one method to like prevent it really. It was always like, hey, I got a brilliant idea, me, you, this day, this place, right? If she says I can't that day or I'm busy, but she doesn't give some other day that she's available, I
Yeah.
don't text, I don't reply to that. I don't even say okay, no worries, or I don't reply anything to that. And if she wants to, she will. And if she doesn't want to, at least I didn't waste my time. But it's like
Mhm.
a lot of guys keep that hope that maybe if they reschedule, then maybe she will come see them. But bro, she might come see you for the free dinner, but she won't be that interested in you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like a lot of guys they're okay with a girl just showing up. I don't really care. I don't really care for a girl to just show up. I want her to show up and her dreaming of showing up and being with me. You know, it's like that energy should come off of her that she's the one who dreams of you. You know.
Yeah. And I mean, for me, I've always like always a better situation where you meet the girl in person first, and then you're like able to like text them or
Mm.
get their social media and stuff. Suppose so you start texting them and continue the cycle, and then finally hang out with them because they already kind of have this idea of you. But no matter how you text, no matter how you act over the phone, it's not the same as in person because it's not like y'all aren't face to face. It's not the genuine connection. And one thing I've learned, like, let's say everything always works better in person. But if you really want to like intrigue a woman or anything, ask them like, what is one thing you've always wanted to do but never done? They'll tell you,
Mm.
and then you can say this, okay, let's do it. Let's do
Holy
it.
shit, that's a good idea. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, let's go do it together. They're gonna be like, what? Oh my god. They're gonna be so like just
Holy fuck.
they're not going to be able to take it in because they're like, holy shit, no other man has ever tried to do that for me. No one,
Hmm.
like, they are going to be so obsessed. They're going to like fall in love with it.
Oh, that's sick, bro. That's some
Yeah.
game, bro.
Yeah,
Holy
bro.
shit.
And everything too, bro. Leaving them off with like a cliffhanger, bro. Like, you can ask the girl, be
Mm.
like, hey, I have something to tell you. I can guarantee you they'll instantly respond, be like, okay, don't respond. Just wait a little bit. They're going to keep on thinking like, what is it? What is it? They're going to keep on thinking of you. It's going to run in their head for hours, however long it takes for you to respond. You respond later with something, and they're just like, oh my word. Like they'll keep on texting you, be like, what is it? What is it? What is it? It's all mind game. It's all just
Yeah.
how much can you get in their head? How much can you make that other one think about you?
I'd say that girls like unpredictability. Girls don't want a guy that's predictable. That's why I always hated the idea if a guy gets a job and lives with his girl and she knows when he comes home, when he goes off. It's like, bro, imagine those World War II stories when the guy goes off into the battlefield and she doesn't know when she's gonna see him, if he's gonna come back or whatever. Imagine if a guy had something similar to that, right? Like he doesn't apply for a few days because he's on a business trip or whatever. She doesn't know what the fuck is going on, but she's dreaming about him. She's thinking about him. You know, when a girl
Yeah.
knows what time you're coming home, whatever, everything, what's your schedule like, she doesn't think about you. because she already knows it, so she doesn't think about it. She's what is she thinking about? She's thinking about the other guys on Instagram that seem better than you. That the grass is
Yeah,
greener there. You know,
yeah.
like keep your girl thinking about you, not other men. Like most guys are cucking themselves by not being interested.
Leave them on their toes. You gotta. Everything is about. You cannot always peel and give them your whole self. You have to peel a layer by layer.
Yeah.
Give them a little of you every single time. You can give them a little more, but
Yeah.
you never give them the whole you.
That's when like you're speed running the end of the
Yeah,
relationship.
because then they're like, wow, I already know this guy. There's nothing like that intrigues me anymore. There
Like, bro,
is,
you don't want the. It's like with Netflix series, like a lot of people binge watch a series between in like 3 days and 3 nights, and they're like, yeah, it was okay, but they don't even remember most of it. Bro, if you only allow yourself one 30-minute episode and there are like 17 episodes, that's like
yeah,
over 2 weeks. You remember more, first of all. And second of all, you're just going to enjoy it more, to be honest. But so many
absolutely.
people want that instant gratification, so they just get as much as possible right now. And
Like the
guys,
shows that come out one
yeah.
time a week, like every Saturday or so, those are the best ones because you can
Oh,
watch it and be like,
shit.
dude, what's next? What's next? And then you have to wait another week, and then you get it
Oh, yeah.
again. What's next? What's next? Supposed to just all getting it all at once, then it's like, wow, it's over. That was cool, but like I never had a time in that time frame where I was just wondering like what's gonna happen, what is gonna
Mm.
so that the whole mysteriousness, the whole like intriguing part, it just fades because it's not there anymore.
You know, I want to do something. A couple of months back, actually, I was with a few of my friends and a girl I was seeing at the time, and I had a pizza with them because it was like I think exactly like 500 days since I've last had a pizza, right? So it was like a year and a half, 500 days, yeah. So I had that pizza. It was like my favorite one with the cheese, right? On top of it. It's like just a cheese
Yeah.
pizza with some bacon. I ate 2 slices out of it, and I'm like, this tastes fake. Like I don't know, like it
Yeah.
tastes like it's made in a lab.
Uh-huh.
Before I could eat a whole pizza by myself in like 15 minutes. It's like binge 2,000 calories in one meal. I had 2 slices and I didn't even feel like it. You know, I wanted some eggs.
Yeah.
I wanted some ground beef again. You know, it's like your identity shifts so much in just a year based on your habits. You just have to start. That's why the book Atomic Habits that I've just finished reading not that long ago. It's such an amazing book on how to get rid of bad habits and how to build those new ones. Because the building stage is the hardest one, right? Like you start cold showers, you start meditating, you start journaling and reading books, and you start stretching, for example, to prevent
Yeah.
injuries, etc. It's fucking boring. You miss days, etc. You're inconsistent. Like if you keep focusing on that, and if you many guys have this big dick energy. Oh, I'm gonna stretch for 45 minutes every
Yeah.
night. You do that 2 nights and then you quit. Do that for
Well,
just 5 minutes, not
yeah.
45.
The
And
one thing
yeah,
I'll say is in order to like let's say in order to like you have to replace those bad habits with good habits. And yeah, in order to do that, you have to let go of all of the bad habits, let go of all and it's not something where you can't let it go all at once because you can. For me, I literally like I said, I was having sex all the time, 8 months straight. I let it go instantly. I cold turkey that shit because that is when you actually are able to feel how it is without that bad habit. It's not a slow little by lit like process where like people go to rehab and they don't just slowly give them freaking meth every now and then. No, they completely stop them because that's the
yeah.
only way for them to actually truly become sober, for them to actually truly quit that bad habit. You got a cold turkey shit. You have to, you're all in or you're all out. And yeah, there's ways where you can go little by little, but that's not going to create the discipline it takes
Yeah, but
to.
I feel like a lot of people lack willpower and they just literally keep relapsing. Whatever, maybe
Yeah.
maybe it's vaping, maybe
And
it's cigarettes or whatever.
that's where you have the discipline though. when you create the discipline, you have the willpower, you have the mindset,
Mm.
you have all the intuition to know better. And like everything is based off of being disciplined.
Yeah, but what if somebody like keeps fucking up? Let's say he start wants to stop smoking, and he keeps finding like a pack of cigarettes in the store, and he buys it because it's just like $5. He's like, whatever. He
He's
can't
not
control himself.
disciplined. He's
Yeah.
not disciplined because he doesn't have
So
self control.
how does he build that discipline?
How does he build that discipline? So, discipline, no one is born with discipline. Discipline
Mm.
is a skill that you have to create every single day. You have to build that skill. Once you get to the point where that skill that you're building, discipline, that habit, you get so used to the habit of discipline that now the discipline, the skill that you finally creative, it becomes your trait. That discipline is now your trait, and that trait is going to be your best trait because that is going to be where it takes you way down the road, where it makes you become the man you
Mm.
truly like desire to be.
Mm.
So my biggest advice is I would say, like, how does that man, how does he stop smoking? How does he stop like fucking up again and start creating the discipline? You have to start by creating the habit. You have to know when no other man is going to save you. We are men
Mm.
and we have absolutely zero value we're born with. We have to create it. Women, they're born with value. If you're a pretty woman, you instantly have value in this world. Us men, we have to build that shit brick by brick. We have to build our physiques, our mind, our like every single aspect of our life. And that's how we get our respect. You have to come to the realization that this is not helping me. The lust that I was doing, the all the sex I was having, it was not helping me. It was giving my energy away. Don't get me wrong. 3 months
Mm.
or 8 months, 3 times a day, that's a lot. Sounds like an addiction. But like I said, over 2 weeks now, I quit. I haven't done it since. I haven't anything at all. Like anything at all. And
Mm.
it's because I realized that how it was affecting my life. It was controlling my life. Those packs of cigarettes, you're
Mm.
allowing it to control your life. And in order to actually create true change, to create good habits, you have to let go of the bad ones. You have to be willing
Mm.
to sacrifice, let go of that instant gratification, that pleasure from the nicotine in the cigarette, the pleasure from the sex. You have to let go of
Mm.
that and realize that there is something way more pleasurable out there, and it is your purpose.
Mm.
That discipline is pleasure. Where I found more pleasure than anything,
Oh
I just
yeah.
started getting into MMA. Let me
Holy
tell you,
shit.
I have never felt so amazing in my life. Like it is so fun. I tell everyone this right now. If you are very like lustful right now, if you're wanting to have sex with the girl and you feel like you shouldn't, or you know you shouldn't, what you should do, call up one of your boys, one of your homies, put on some sparring gloves and go fight him in the backyard. Just literally have
Yeah.
some fun. Go train because that you're putting like that sex drive, you're putting those hormones,
Mm.
those testosterones into things that will actually like grow you as a
Holy
man.
shit. Bro,
It's way more fun too.
we stopped doing a lot of these physical things. Like even when we were smaller, I used to always wrestle with my classmates or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like these are normal testosterone masculine things that we used to do and we don't do them anymore. It's
Like,
lame to go wrestle. Like, bro, it's your friend will call you gay if he takes them. Hey, bro, you want to go in the park and go wrestle? But bro, it's like a normal masculine thing to do. It's just like
bro, think of the
fight, but
Spartans back
yeah,
in the day, bro. Everything was war. Like men were supposed to be masculine, and
fuck yeah,
nowadays it has been at the lowest it has, and it continues to decline
yeah.
as feminine women continue to decrease and become more masculine.
Oh yeah, bro.
Men are becoming more feminine and women are becoming more masculine.
Yeah.
That is fucked up.
Guys have been starting to take the dildo, literally.
And you know why? It's because the dudes, they're given the persona, they're given the aura to where they are not in control. They are not taking initiative, taking control of situations, working out. They are not having the mindset to where I am going to create this empire. I am going to create true success, make hella money. I am going to build the most amazing physique because that's my temple. Men are letting themselves go. It doesn't matter if you are super rich and you're fat. It doesn't matter if you're super fit and you're broke. No woman's gonna value you. Yeah, they can use you for your money. They can like your money.
Yeah.
They will cheat on you. They will divorce you. They will not truly love you. Yeah, okay, you have a great body. They will use you for sex, but they will never love you because you cannot provide for them. Yeah, you can protect them, but you cannot provide for them. They will not care. They will not love you. That's the reality of it. And so back to how someone lets go of that habit, it's all about creating the new habits, replacing those bad habits with good habits. I replace my love for the lust for the sex with MMA, with better workouts, with getting more work done, with producing content. I don't know if you've been on my page, but the past 2 weeks I have posted a reel, I post a picture, anything every single day. I started a YouTube video, and that's because that's the time frame when I broke up with my girlfriend and realized, wow, now I can put that lust, now I can put that into something that actually matters. That sex drive, I will use it to my advantage.
I love that. I just want to give my 2 cents on addictions because I have had a couple of them through high school. I dropped out of high school when I was 16. And thank God. I started smoking when I was in high school. I started smoking not just cigarettes, but weed as well. And I started doing a lot of stupid shit in high school, bro. Like, I was so fucking dumb. But one thing that I would definitely say is environment. I feel like a lot in identity and environment, because I feel like I saw myself as a smoker who wanted to quit smoking. But as soon as I dropped out of high school, I kind of like quit smoking overnight. And it's like, again, cold turkey, but it's like I didn't really put much thought into it, because as soon as I finished the last pack of cigarettes, I wasn't going to school anymore with the other smoker kids. I'm like, I didn't even like want to smoke again. This happens, guys. Don't worry about it. So let's see if we will get back online.
Yo, you frozen for a sec. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
All right, you keep on freezing. Yeah. What you were saying.
I see you, but I can hear you. So that's good. Oh, I can see you now. Okay, good.
Okay, now, okay. Yeah. Let me backtrack to what you just said about the environment. I wanted to take you up on that because...
Can I just finish that real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, I didn't even have the desire to smoke another cigarette. And I was smoking for like a year straight. Like I was smoking a lot with those guys. And bro, it's like, I did not see myself as a smoker, and that was not really who I was. It's just because I built a habit in that environment. And it's the same with... Honestly, I feel like it's the same with sex. If you have that with a wrong girl who just, you have it all the time with her, then you break up, and then, bro, it's like the addiction will go away, but you have to put in the work, and it's hard, bro, sometimes. Cutting off those people, and it's not just blaming the people, taking responsibility for yourself, because sometimes you cut off the people that you do the bad habits with, but you still do the bad habits by yourself, like eating junk food or whatever. That's the point where people gotta take responsibility, It's like, bro, I'm gonna tell you, food is very fucking addictive. I'd say that it's worse than ciggies, bro. It's so much worse.
I live in America. Fattest country there is, bro.
Holy shit. But even here, bro, we have Snickers and Doritos here too, so it's like some of this shit is so hard to like stop eating. And I'm glad in the last few years that I have been able to. But again, it's because I kind of changed the environment. I stopped having lunch with my family because there will always be snacks near them, etc. So like my family are my neighbors, but I live alone here.
Mhm.
So since I live alone, I cook my own food. In my fridge, I only have eggs and beef and some cheese, and that's about it. I only have like healthy foods,
Good,
right?
good.
But when I would live with my parents, in the fridge there would always be something fucking unhealthy, right? Some snacks, etc. And it was so hard to quit all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And now I go back to sometimes visit them. I see the snacks and I don't even want to taste them. How come? It only took a matter of time to get the habit out, and then you can put yourself back into the environment and you'll see that
Hmm.
you'll not want to do the bad habits again. So it's actually
Yeah.
you don't have to completely eliminate the environment from your life. You just have to take a pause from it, go away from it for a while. If you come back, you're
Three
not gonna
weeks.
do. Yeah.
3 weeks. It only takes 21 days to form a
Oh.
habit. You know that?
Mm.
Which means it only takes 21 days to let go of a bad habit and replace it with a new one. If you can
Didn't know
stick
that.
to doing, yeah, if you can stick to doing something for 21 days, every single day, constantly, not missing a day, you created that habit after that 21-day period. You created that habit to where you wake up, you do it again, you wake up, you do it again, which allows you to create the discipline for that habit. And then that
Mm.
habit, like I said, that discipline from that habit, it becomes a skill and then it becomes your trait.
Mm.
Because, like, for me, I've always been, yeah, growing up in high school, I can tell you this right here. I promise you, I was the biggest delinquent. I was known. People, parents would try to stay away from me, would try to get their kids,
Me too, bro.
they would try to keep them away from me because I was literally such a delinquent. I almost died a couple of times drinking myself to death. Had to go to the
Whoa.
hospital. Yeah, I
Holy
made a video
shit.
about I blew like a 0.39. Had to get a catheter up my dick. I had to get my stomach pumped like 4 times.
Jesus.
Yeah, I blew a 0.39. At point 0.4, you stop breathing.
Bro, you're 10x worse than me, bro.
God,
I,
God, God was on my side that day, and
oh yeah.
I don't regret any of that because it allowed me to mature and made me realize and going through that adversity kind of just built me as a man. How I got into working out, for example, like
Mm.
what made me really fall in love with it, what made me put on as much muscle as I have put on is because I dislocated my shoulder my sophomore year,
Mm.
and I did 8 months straight of just PT, getting it back. As
Mm.
soon as I had it back to normal, I dislocated it again.
Oh,
And then
what the fuck? How?
I tore the whole labrum from football. I tore the whole labrum completely. I
Jesus.
had to go and get surgery, and I couldn't do anything for straight 6 months. And I remember
Wow.
in that time period when I took off my sling about 2 weeks post surgery, I looked in the mirror. I was so skinny, like skinny as fuck. I look in the mirror and I was like, what the fuck? I will never look like this again. This is sad. I will never be this Grayson West. I'm going to change. I started doing my own workouts, like bodybuilding workouts,
Mm.
and I started noticing progress. Keep in mind, I couldn't even do like much upper body stuff because I'm still
Mm.
like post surgery, but I was doing legs. I started realizing that like once I healed, I was doing my own workouts. I was growing so much, and we
Mm.
had football workouts, but those are like power lifting workouts for strength. I did workouts to put on muscle to create a physique. I started becoming so addicted, so obsessed with the process because I noticed so much growth in myself, mentally, physically,
Mm.
every single aspect of my life, honestly. That I was just like, holy shit, like this is a new me. I love this, and I'm so thankful that I had to get that surgery and everything because I got to experience
Mm.
that adversity. I got to experience that lower self in order to create the man who I am today.
You have what to compare it to.
Say that again.
you have what to compare it to, you know.
What do you mean?
You had a bad situation to compare your current situation to,
Yeah,
and you can be
yeah,
grateful for it and use it, because
yeah.
sometimes people don't you realize the opportunities they have and they don't use them because they don't realize what it would be like to not have the opportunity to work out, for example, right after an injury. You don't have the opportunity to work out. Now you do because you're healthy. Now you're gonna more likely to use that opportunity.
Yeah, just like people who are have everything given to them, people who
Oh yeah.
like let's say a kid who has old money and like has like his parents, let's say, are billionaires. He is never gonna have to work a day in his life. He's never gonna have the discipline. He's never going to, and don't get me wrong, it's possible, of course, but it's a lot harder
I
when he
mean,
doesn't.
yeah, there are some rich people that do it smart, that they know how to raise kids and make them ambitious and work hard, and they don't
Yeah,
give them everything. And credit that, because imagine we have the ambitions to get rich as well, to be successful. What about our kids?
yeah,
How are we gonna raise them? That's a big challenge, bro.
yeah, and I'm
Honestly.
talking about the ones though who have been like you're raised by billionaires with old money and they've given you everything in life. They've never
Ah.
made you actually work for it. You have the mindset, the habits to where you don't need to do anything. You don't need to go hit the gym because you have all this money. You don't need to go work because you already have all this money. You don't need to build habits. You don't need to build this mentality because you have all this money.
Mm.
And those are usually also the kids who do a bunch of drugs, who party, who
Oh yeah.
don't don't realize how what it takes and what it how to truly make a boy a man.
Mm. Hell yeah, man. It's like you nailed it. I don't have anything else to say to that. At what age did you start working out?
So when I started with my dad when I was 12, but I wasn't serious. I barely I can't even say that I did. I was
You
just
were a
there and
kid, yeah.
yeah, I was messing around. And then at 15 is when I did like we started getting into like for the football workouts, but that was more so that was just for like strength training and just getting as much like explosiveness and power as possible. So I wasn't really building much muscle. Yeah, I was getting stronger though. And then like a year later, my
Mm.
sophomore year is when I hurt my shoulder in football. And that's when it went downhill because, like I said, I rehabbed it and then it happened again. I had to get the surgery and I got small. And it made me realize I was like, this is not the Grayson West who I want to be.
Mm.
I want to be someone who can surpass his limitations, who can make
Mm.
an impact on this world. So I
Yeah.
decided to grind and just put all of my efforts every single day. Before that, I was so like low in life. I was depressed when I hurt my shoulder. I was just so down. I was trying to put this like mentality, this anger and this hate into meaningless relationships with women, into just disrespect to others, into so much just alcohol and that fake
Mm.
dopamine
Yeah.
and distracting myself from like the real pain.
I agree with that.
Because and like earlier when you were talking about like how you realize that when you like let go of your environment, the one like the biggest thing I'd say is 100% agree. Everything though, it's about your circle. So like those
Yeah.
friends,
Absolutely.
the friends you hang out with the most, how they are and how they act, that's exactly who you're going to be in the future.
Mm.
If they're a loser, if they have nothing going for them and you're surrounding yourself with them all the time, that is going to be you as well because
Mm. Yep.
you pride yourself on like that energy and being around that person. It's like when they're like, oh, come on, man, let's smoke weed. Come on. Like, let's just get drunk. Let's just get drunk, bro.
Mm.
Then you're going to be like,
That's level one shit. Like there are it's to get rid of those people. That's like the first thing someone should do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I started realizing I surrounded myself with these people who are bad. And I was even that bad influence. And then I started creating
Mm.
myself. I started getting into the gym. I started really just changing and realizing like who are my real friends and who are the fake ones? Who are the
Mm,
ones who are actually going to help me? If you go ghost and you don't say anything to anyone for a while, see who reaches out, see who actually tries to make you better, see who says, yo, I'm really proud of you. I've seen you've been working out and putting on a lot of muscle. Let's go get a workout in. Like, I wanted to
mm,
go out tonight, but honestly, I'm not gonna do that shit. And I want to work out with you. Like, you motivated me. It's things like that where you create a circle where you base yourself and who you want to be off those friends, those people
yeah.
who can actually you can learn something from, who can make you better. For myself, I surround myself nowadays with people who they're better than me. They're better than me at something.
Mm,
They have better physique than me at something. They have been more successful than me at something, and they've been there for me through it all. Those are the people who you should be surrounding yourself around, because those are the
yeah.
people who you will end up like.
Hell yeah, that's fact, man. Yo, I just gotta take a piss real quick because I drank more than a
Yeah,
liter of water. So
go for it.
give
Go
me
for
like
it.
30 seconds. I'll be right back.
You're good, man. Take your time.
Right, so I'm back. So I wanted to mention how I got started into the gym because I was always in middle school, the fat kid in school, kind of, or like the
Yeah,
chubby one. There was one fat, like obese kid, but I was the second one. I was like
the
chubby.
second.
Yeah.
That's
So you would
funny.
always get most of the bullying in the flock, but I would be right next to him, right behind
Yeah.
him.
Mhm.
And surprisingly, we were friends. But
Yeah.
yeah, this one time, a girl told me that I have bigger tits than her, right, through this shirt, and I was like 14. Went to my brother home and I complained to him like this girl is being such a bitch, and he's like, "Well, what the fuck are you talking about? She's right. You look at your tits." And I expected my brother, he's 6 years older. I expected my brother to comfort me or like tell me, "Ah, don't ignore her, just ignore her, whatever." No, my
Yeah.
brother told me the real shit, bro. He was working out for like 2 years at that point, and so he literally forced my ass the next day. I had school at 8, so we went at 6 a.m. for a quick run just around before I get ready for school. I said, no, man, I don't want to. Let me go to sleep. Bro, he dragged me out of the fucking bed. He told me, no, you're not getting bullied, bro, anymore. You know?
Yeah.
But the thing is, he did that for like 2 or 3 days, but he saw that I just told my mom and she told him off, whatever, and I was a bit being such a bitch. Anyways, so I didn't want to. So I just wanted to be the victim, just being bullied. But there came one point when I was 15, and it was that night when I lost my virginity with a 19-year-old girl. I was ashamed to take my t-shirt off. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Do you know how bad I felt? How insecure I felt, and oh my god, bro, it was like the worst experience ever. Like, obviously, I nutted in like a fucking minute, bro. I was nervous as fuck, bro. I was shaking. It was the most embarrassing night of my life. And it's funny because after that painful moment, I'm glad it happened because literally like 2 days after that, I went to a gym nearby and bought a day pass, and I didn't really like it that much, but I didn't really hate it either. But this is the thing. I needed to have an FDE moment. Fuck this event. Like a moment where I had enough. So getting bullied at school or being called names wasn't enough. My brother calling me fat wasn't enough. Me being ashamed of my body, that was like in an intimate moment. That was the breaking point for me when I started working out. Now, 3 years later, bro, I never thought that I would see my abs, for example. That's like a thing that I never imagined, bro.
Yeah.
I thought that was only in the
Oh yeah.
movies or whatever. It's genetic or some shit, bro. It's like so cool to see your abs for the first time. After my second
Yeah.
year in the gym. Now the third year, I've kind of gotten used to it, but it's like it's still cool to remember like that 15-year-old me who started. So it's
Absolutely.
yeah. The painful moments really cause the change usually in most endeavors.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, those are like the good thing, like you said, your brother, you thought he would like comfort you, but instead he was honest with you.
Yeah.
What I always say, especially like over here in America, like people are trying to like say that there's fat shaming, and because we're the fattest country, like by far. Like there's no in hell way that I'll ever be fat. I
Bro.
know that. I I will never
Yeah,
allow that to happen. But my point being is people are so like caught up in like the just making people feel good and
bro.
just not doing what's actually best for them,
I
supposed to
needed I
through
needed
and
some more
no, that's
fat
good though.
shaming at that age.
Because bro, like there could be someone who is okay, let's say someone's super fat, and instead of telling them like, dude, you need to stop putting on this weight, you're fat, you need to get in shape,
Mm.
they say, hey man, no, it's all good, like you look great. Like what do they call it? They call it body positivity. Yeah.
Oh man,
You're being body positivity. Okay, what you're being positive about is okay, yeah, go ahead. Put on as much weight as you want. You can die
Jesus.
early in your life. You can give your kids diabetes because what you are doing is you're killing that person by not being honest with them. And then
Oh
they're
yeah.
gonna create, let's say they get diabetes, they're gonna pass it on to their children. Then their kids, they have diabetes, they grow up, they pass it on. It's
I'd
like,
rather I'd rather someone hate me for the truth than love me for a lie.
yeah, because people hate the truth sometimes.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's why it's so crucial though. That's why it's so crucial. No one is going to grow when they have like this fake fantasy, then they have when they have people accepting them with their body positivity, saying it's okay to be 300 pounds overweight. It's okay. Like, no worries. Like, we accept you. No, we don't. You shouldn't, because you're killing that person. You are actually killing them. They are going
Yeah.
to die in early life. They are going to get diabetes. They are going to pass it on to kids. They're going to create a generation of just poor health.
Yeah. Yeah. I absolutely agree with that, man. It's like you have to cause pain in people because it causes change, and usually that change is positive.
Yeah.
But you're the
Yeah.
bad guy for causing the pain temporarily, but they will thank you in the long run. I
Yeah.
thank
And
my
it's not,
brother for putting that idea of stopping to
yeah.
be a fat ass, because I gotten so used to being skinny fat my whole life that I
It
just
was
accepted
real
it.
love though. Your brother gave you real love
Oh yeah, bro. I'm
because he
so
kept
happy he
it
did
true
that.
with you. He kept it honest with you. Someone could tell me like, "Hey, like, dude, I feel so good. Like this dad bod. I love having a dad bod." I'm like,
Mm-mm.
it looks like shit. Work out. Get your mind right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah, bro.
mentally weak. You're physically weak. I
Bro,
don't care what
girls
girls say.
girls
They don't
don't
believe your
like
dad
dad
bod.
bods, bro. That's
They do
bullshit.
not. They do not. It is a fake concept made
Yeah.
up about. Yeah, it's okay to be. I
Like,
like
look, a girl might take a dad bod for a relationship because she feels more secure because she's insecure about her own and whatever
Yeah, and
insecurities or
guess what? You
whatever.
shouldn't be with that woman
But
because
like
that woman's out.
realistically, what they're really attracted to, bro, a girl isn't masturbating at night thinking of a fat guy. She's
Yeah,
not
they're
thinking
thinking of a
about that.
guy who's ripped with abs. Because guess what? No
Hell yeah.
matter what, the one thing I'll say, a physique, it's not about just your appearance. It's about what it does for you. A good physique that will make you a lot more money because automatically people are like, damn, what is
Hell
that
yeah.
guy doing? What is that girl doing that I'm not doing?
Yeah.
They instantly appeal to you because you know how to take care of yourself. You know how to love yourself, which means that you
Oh
could
yeah.
also take care of that person and help that person.
Yeah.
If you're like fat and you're in a relationship, there's no way that you should be in a relationship because, like I said, you're giving them that lesser version of you,
Mm.
and you can't take care of that person because you can't take care of yourself.
Yeah, and then people jump to things like Ozempic and think that that's gonna fix all their problems immediately.
Oh my lord, don't even get me started. It is so bad, the mindset nowadays. I like wish that they like never even created that stuff because
Yeah,
people just do it and they don't work out though. That's the thing. Like, okay, if you
yeah,
really feel like you need to do it and work out, run, eat healthy, stop eating like shit and injecting yourself with the shot to make you lose weight, which also actually makes you lose a lot of muscle. Yeah, you
Yeah,
lose
it's
fat, but you
crazy.
also lose a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
I know so many people who go on that shit and they're still skinny fat. Because my bro, it's because you were not working out, you were not eating and creating the correct eating habits. And you will never, I don't care how much Ozempic you have or how long you take it for, you will never be in shape and have the body that you truly want with your shot. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to go.
Absolutely, 100%. So, what was your childhood like, man? How did you grow up?
Um, I grew up in a very good family. My parents are great. I got an older sister, she's 2 years older than me. And then I got a older brother who's 4 years older than me. And I had a really good childhood. And I was raised also by I had a really good nanny who took care of us because my parents, they were always working. And I'll say right now, I'm very blessed. My family has always made good money, like really good money. And for me, me and my siblings, I'll say are very, very different. I've really been always into sports, and they really have been more into I don't know, I guess I'd say partying and really just hanging out with people. But one thing is, I'll say too, I was the mistake actually. My parents even told me this a few years back. They were gonna name me Martin because my dad missed his vasectomy appointment, and then they had martini night, and I was made.
Really?
I was made on martini night after my
Wow.
dad missed his vasectomy appointment. Yeah.
Holy shit.
But the thing is, without me, my dad, because I mean, I'm definitely, I'll say I'm the youngest, but I'm definitely the favorite child, and I was always been an athlete all my life. I did football all my life and track, and my dad was always there. He loved it, and I'm really close
Mm,
with both my parents. But I grew up with a really good family, and I mean, there's definitely things that major personal family, just like all families have their own problems.
yeah.
There was a lot of those growing up, and I mean, it really wasn't until my siblings hit high school where they started going through their own things. And I mean, I think I was very blessed to be the youngest because I get to learn off their mistakes where they messed up. And
Mm,
my brother going through very, very serious stuff and just really bad shit. And then my sister going through the
mm,
same stuff. I was able to really learn from them and and of course, yeah, I had my own fuck ups. Like I said, I almost
yeah.
drank myself to death. I, if you believe it or not, though, yeah, I said I was the biggest delinquent, but I can tell you right now that both of them were even worse than me. I just had
I can't
football and
even
sports.
imagine it, bro.
I just had football and sports to keep me aligned. But my mom is an absolute badass of a woman. She works for Capital One. It's one of the biggest banks. I don't know. Have you
Mm.
heard of them before? One of
Nah, I
the
don't know much about
Yeah, yeah.
American banks.
Well, I assume it's one of the biggest companies in the world, and she's top
Mm,
of Capital One. And then my dad works all the time. He makes really really good money. Working for this he's a vice president of this company of
mm,
land development. And so I've grown up with definitely privileges, but I could have turned out a lot worse than I
mm,
did, but I was taught, I was kind of raised that where I need to learn, I need to develop as much as I can on my own as a man
mm,
and go through adversity, go through life experiences to create a man who I truly want to be because I could live a life where okay, yeah, I have privileges. I don't have to worry about going to the gym. I don't have to worry about working out, which is one thing. Both my siblings, they didn't ever really work out, and I've always tried to get them to. And that's one thing I'll
mm,
say saved my life. Working out, playing sports, staying active, because I was able to. Yeah, I was a crazy delinquent, but I was also able to know that I have to go to the gym. I have to wake up in 2 hours with my drunk ass hungover, but still I'm gonna go to the gym.
Yeah.
So I always had that mentality because over time I built this idea where it's like I need to be better. I need to create the
Mm.
man who I truly desire and want to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like my siblings are working on it. They're doing good in life now. My sister, she's probably about to get engaged to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother's just, he has more connections, honestly, than anyone I've ever known. But like my dad and my parents have always been extremely, extremely like hard on all of us, but really hard on me because I've been the youngest. They always relied on me to be like the kid who makes them proud.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
instead of really just like trying to spoil me rotten, they made me work for everything. They made me really just go through like hard shit, create
yeah.
discipline, and
But that's
really
good.
create a
That's good.
mindset.
That made you into who
Yeah.
you are today.
So I'm very I had a good childhood, and there's definitely things that could have been better, but at the end of the day, all of the things I did go through and that I should have done where I
Mhm.
am and exactly where I am today is because of certain events that has occurred in
Yeah.
my life and certain obstacles that I had to get through. And without actually going through the hard shit, I was never gonna be able to develop. And I got to
Yeah.
develop because I overcame those battles.
Yeah.
Life's about battles. You're gonna have battles every day. No matter what, it is a privilege. It is like so much
Yeah.
opportunity and a true
Absolutely. I
blessing
agree with that.
because that is, and this applies for men and women, but truly, like for men, you you cannot create a true man. You cannot create a masculine version of you without going through pain, without going through
Yeah, I
the
agree with
shit
that.
that is really just hard in life because there's no drive, there's no experience of like just adversity.
Hmm.
And everything is everything you have to look at in life is opportunity to grow and is a blessing because you never know when you're going to die. We don't know
Oh
if
yeah.
we don't know if you will be here tomorrow. We don't know if I'll be here tomorrow. All we know is now. We know that the past cannot be changed. So there's absolutely no way that anyone needs to dwell on the past because it doesn't matter. I
Yeah.
heard a quote like a monk said. This guy asked a monk, "Let go past," and the monk says, "By realizing it no longer exists."
Mm. Yeah, yeah. That's
The
true.
past can no longer exist
It doesn't
because there's
exist.
nothing
Yeah. It's just a
in the
memory.
past. It is in the past. There's nothing that you can do about it. The only
Yeah.
thing that matters is the present and what you do in the present to create
Oh
and
yeah.
build the future that you truly want and you truly desire.
Yeah. I I wanted to get in some rapid fire questions before we would wrap up.
All right, yeah, go
So
for it, man.
ready? Okay. What's the best advice someone has given you?
The best advice someone has given me. Hmm. I would say to I would honestly say to hmm, I've been given a lot of advice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to choose one. Maybe just pick one that you like, maybe.
Honestly, what I said back to what I was saying earlier is that stay stop lusting so much as a man,
Mm.
especially when you're young, because I mean, the number one selling industry is men's lust,
Yeah.
and it's for a reason. And but the thing is, like, of course, as us men, we're very like we have a testosterone. We're very horny. We want to get that sex drive out. But at the end of the day, and like for me being celibate for as long as I've been, trust me, I am one of the horniest motherfuckers there is. I have so much testosterone and stuff, but I have been able these past few weeks to take the lust out of my head and
Mm.
think clearly, because when you allow those desires, those the lust to give in, you're allowing it to control your brain. You're not using your head at that point. You're
Yeah.
using your dick. You're using a feeling of something that you cannot control. It's about self-control.
Yeah.
So
So
my
controlling your lust as a young man.
yes,
That's
my
yeah.
my biggest advice I've been taught is really just controlling my lust as a young man. And when I first heard of it, I was like, I, that's
I
impossible.
didn't
I
take
can't.
it seriously. Yeah.
I could not. Well, I mean, I heard them, I understood them, but I was like, there's no way I could ever even try. Because I'm not saying that I'm going to be celibate forever. I'm saying, like, as of right now, I've just been avoiding women and I've been focusing on me. Like I said, using that sex drive, using that to my advantage. It has helped me and grown me in every single aspect of my
Yeah.
life, because I'm able to put that focus, I'm able to put that energy and that lust into things that actually create me and develop me as a man. So
Yeah.
what I would say is you can hang out with women. I'm not telling you to avoid women, but what I'm telling you is to, when you're in a situation where you are being just super lustful, very just horny, use your brain and really just think about it. Like, am I being logical, or am I just thinking with my dick? Am
Yeah.
I not having self-control? Because there's a lot of guys too. You can take a valuable man, a good-looking guy, and he will lust over a 5 out of 10 because
That happens a
he
lot
knows that too.
actually.
And he knows that she's not attractive, but he's like, oh, but I'm so horny. It's
Yeah.
because they're lacking that self-control.
That guy that takes one for the team.
Yeah, and bro, the thing is too, woman truly respect a man who has self-control.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. When as soon as I decide to go celibate, then I'll post videos and stories talking about it and how it has helped me. I noticed that as soon as I do that, there's more women who actually try to come into my life, who want to like hang out with me and try to hook up with me, because
Yeah.
that is not what I'm looking for. I am putting the lust aside and I'm truly just focused on me. Women are seeing that and they're like thinking, wow, this dude's focusing on him. Like, why doesn't he
Yeah.
want me? Why isn't he trying to have sex and lust over me? At the end of the day, it's about getting 1% better every day.
Yeah.
It,
So the contrary to the best advice, what was the stupidest or the worst advice someone has given you?
um, I would say to people who say to really just enjoy your 20s, enjoy your young
Ah,
years, and
nah,
have fun.
bro. Yeah, your 20s are for hard work, bro, to build your
That
30s.
because at the end
Delayed
of the day,
gratification.
your 20s, you can have fun, you can have sex with as many girls as you want, you can do as many drugs as you want, but that's when you're young. You're young in your 20s when
Yeah.
you can have fun, you can do all that while you are creating the best man possible, the best woman
Yeah, but in
possible.
my opinion, it's better to work hard when you're young and you heal
Yeah,
your,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
your
no,
ovary and you have the best energy levels.
100%.
It's way easier
Because
to build now.
yeah, and you know why? And that's because when you see a super, super rich, wealthy man who's older, they're usually always older. one thing they'll say is, man, I remember when I was your age. They start reminiscing about when they were young,
Yeah.
and they say, I remember when I was young. I miss those days. Talking about the days when they were broke.
Yeah.
Imagine being young. Imagine being jacked. Imagine being so disciplined, mentally, physically, spiritually. You have all these things like maxed out in your life in your 20s. You start building so much success in your 20s, in your
Yeah.
young years, that you get rich young. And there's nothing better than being rich young, because that's what most people never see.
Yeah.
The rich people are older and they wish they were young, and then the young people wish they were rich.
Do you
But
do you have a favorite quote?
a favorite quote?
I know there are a lot of
That's a hard
interesting.
one because I have so many. I couldn't
Yeah, there
even
are
tell
too
you.
many of them to choose one, just one.
One quote. I mean, honestly, to hmm, let go of the past because it no longer exists.
mm, yeah. I think
Why I
mine.
say that?
I I think mine would be from the Bible, but I'm not sure which one it is. It's something along the lines of "Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow shall be accounted for," or "worry about itself," or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I think. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I've probably butchered the second part,
I know
but
you're good.
yeah. Well, what would you say was the proudest moment in your life?
The proudest moment in my life is, I can't really say it was a moment, but more of a journey where I got to like look back at like memories about, like, even just on my, I don't ever use Snapchat really anymore, but I only use it to find like delinquent like shit of me and like create content from it. Um, but really just the proudest moment would honestly be when I could look back to those memories,
Start a journey. Yeah.
realizing how much I have changed, and how
Yeah.
much I have, honestly, the past few weeks, how much I have changed from 2 weeks ago, from all that time when I was in that relationship and learning. Like I said, this woman, she was 8 years older than me. Very, very beautiful woman, of course. I mean, she was half Latina, half Russian. So,
Probably the best
but
combination, to be honest.
yeah, I know. That's the thing. The funniest part of me is I've only dated girls who are like hybrids. So they're mixed with like Latina and Italian,
Ah.
Latina and Russian. It's funny. I don't even mean it for it to happen. But anyway, yeah, what I would really say is just the proudest moments are realizing when I've actually grown, but never getting satisfied with that growth, because once you get like satisfied and you start becoming like, you start losing that drive to get better, because you can always get better every single day.
Mm.
So really, me, it's like every day just getting, like I say, like 1% better every day, and competing with yourself. From like
Mm.
today, I'm competing with myself from yesterday,
Yeah.
and tomorrow I'm going to compete with myself today. My proudest moments are when I have failed so hard, many, many times, failed. I
Mm.
didn't give up though.
Ah,
And
yeah.
then I
That's
won.
important.
There's a difference between being a failure and being a loser. A loser, they give up. They keep the mentality that I'm just going to fail. But a
Yeah.
winner, they will fail and fail and fail over and over again until they succeed, until they win.
Mm.
That is what true success is. That is what real winning is about.
Yeah.
In order to be successful, you have to be able to fail. You have to love failing, because in those moments, that's when you learn the most. That is when you push yourself to be
Yeah.
better, to get better, and then you fucking win.
So, how would you describe yourself in 2 words if you had to pick two?
In 2 words, well, the 2 words that I would want to say would honestly be confident and discipline.
Mm.
Because I mean that's literally what I build my business module off of. Creating confidence, having confidence, I would say is one of the biggest things for people, like especially men, young men, because at the end of the day, everything you do in your life, it's all about like how you say it, how confident you talk about it.
Mm.
And you can take someone who is like the smartest person in the world and knows everything about one topic, and then you can take another person
Yeah.
who knows absolutely nothing about it. But this
Yeah.
person who knows nothing about it's confident. This person who is the smartest person in the world knows everything about it. But they're not confident.
Confidence can do so much, bro.
The person who knows nothing and talks about it confidently is going to impact more people than the person who knows
Bro, this is a
everything.
perfect example.
More
Bro,
confident.
what a perfect example of this. When I want to learn about what's going on between, I don't know, Israel and Palestine or Israel and Iran, do you know who I go to learn the information from? Andrew Tate. He's not
Andrew
a
Tate.
politician or whatever,
Yeah.
but he's a Muslim and he speaks with extreme confidence and he seems to know a lot about it, about the history of it at least. I don't go watch the news. I don't watch the full team of people studying it. I watch a fucking bald motherfucker in a bathrobe smoking a shisha who's fucking confident about what he's speaking and is criticizing the Jews.
Because he is showing you how much he believes in what he's saying. And it's impacting those people. It's making them think, damn, yeah, he's right. Everything, it's all about confidence in anything you do. In order to be successful, you have to create that confidence. And it's not like you can't be confident. Anyone can be confident. You're not born right out of the womb confident, feeling like, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? No. It creates, and you can flip it in a switch, honestly. Of course, it takes practice. You have to get used to it. But you can, if you approach a girl and you're nervous, acting like, and you're looking, you're not even looking them into the eyes, they're automatically going to be like, it doesn't matter how you look, it doesn't matter how much money you have, they're automatically going to be turned off. If you are a dude who is broke and ugly and you go up to that girl looking her deadass in the eyes with just pure confidence, then I'm like, damn. Yeah. And just being direct. It's everything though. Everything's about just being confident.
Yeah.
And I'll say one thing that creates that confidence though is being disciplined. Because discipline is the number one.
It all goes for full circle.
Yeah. No, the number one skill and the number one trait to have is discipline. And when you have that discipline, that is more attractive than anything.
Yeah.
And not only is that more attractive than anything, but that is the biggest skill, the biggest trait to have that will get you where you want to be in life.
Yeah. Bro.
Because, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
I mean, I was just saying, like, because, I mean, that discipline, it creates, without true discipline, it's hard to be truly, like, have a relationship with God, have whatever religion you are, have that true, like, spiritual relationship. It's hard to have a good mindset where you feel confident in yourself, where you feel happy in yourself. And it's hard to have a physique at all when you lack like the discipline. You can be confident if you have no discipline. It's like it's kind of hard. If you're disciplined, you can create confidence. If you're disciplined, you can create a relationship, a spiritual relationship. You can create immense wealth because you can take those habits you've learned. You can create and build that number one trait, discipline, based off you, and you create a brand off that, a persona that everyone respects, because people respect someone who's disciplined. They don't respect the person who has zero discipline, who has been given everything to them. They respect the person who has worked for it.
They're 100% right, bro. Man, this is one hell of a way to end the pod, man. This has been a shit ton of sauce. Definitely.
Yeah, we've been talking almost 2 hours almost.
Yeah, definitely gonna rewatch this one, take some notes, man. But what's next for you, man?
Man, honestly, these past few weeks have been the craziest weeks of my life, and I've honestly just been super happy, really learning, developing so much. I'd say what's next for me is I think I want to really just get out of where I've been living in Georgia and move somewhere probably in Florida and really just change my whole environment completely and just focus on growing as much as I can.
I heard Miami is a fireplace.
That's exactly where I was thinking. That's where my bro, like my brother, he means my best friend. That's where he lives, and I'll go visit him every few weeks. That's what I'm about to start doing, like every 3 weeks or so. But really, it's the environment over there. You can be the biggest, like the top dog here. Once you go there, you're no one. You're absolutely no one.
Yeah, bro.
And that's the best part of it because you're there and you're like, holy shit.
It pushes you, yeah.
Holy shit, this 16-year-old is in his freaking SVJ with the most beautiful 30-year-old Latina I've ever seen. It's literally like, it makes you realize how much growth you actually truly have to do.
It's kind of like GTA in a sense, if you think about
and
it.
like I said, like that circle, and at the end of the day, people will go to Miami a lot of the times, most of the time for the wrong reasons. They go to party, they go to get drunk, do drugs, and just have sex with a bunch of random women. When I go, I'm thinking, dude, how much money can I make possible here? How much growth can I get here?
100%.
How much muscle gains can I get? How much more mentality and discipline can I create when I go here, when I live here? So it's all about like what life you choose. There's two different ways you can go about it. You can choose the life where it takes you nowhere but pleasure, and then you have the life where it takes you everywhere, purpose. So at the end of the day, people need to let go of the pleasures of life and realize the purpose, because it's either a purpose or pleasure. It's really not in between. You choose
100%.
pleasure, you can have pleasure. You choose purpose,
bro.
you have purpose, and you're all in. So one thing I have to say to everyone, just realize that it's never too late. It doesn't matter if you're watching this and you're 15. It doesn't matter if you're watching this and you're 40 or you're 50.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you just let go of the pleasures of life and you realize the purpose of life and you pursue those admirations, those goals, you will create the life, you will create the man that you truly like aspire to be.
Yeah, 100%. Man, where can people find you, bro? This has been a shit ton of sauce. Certainly people will want to watch the rest of your content.
It's been a great
bro.
podcast, man. You can find me. So my name is Grayson West. You can find me on my Instagram, Gray West, GrayWestt. And then I'm gonna be coming out with a YouTube. I should be dropping that today, a new YouTube video. I just started about a few days ago, and you can find me that. Just look up Grayson West, and I can also send you a link myself, my man.
Yeah.
Because I just started, so I don't even know if I'll pop up because I'm not relevant enough yet on YouTube, but I will be. I'm gonna blow up, and then I have really Instagram and YouTube are really my main like socials, but everything you can just find me at Grayson West, and usually it'll pop up.
100%. Guys, thanks a lot for watching till the end, bro.
Any other questions?
Man, for now, bro, these 2 hours have been packed.
Yeah,
bro.
It went by really quick, man. That was a great 2 hours, man.
Yeah, and I agree, bro. We should do a part. We should do a part 2 to this one day, man, and in real life probably. Whenever I come to the US, hopefully.
Let's do it, bro. You definitely come to the US, man. It's definitely I mean, of course it's a good country, but there's just certain things, like I say, like if you go in with the right mindset and stuff, you will meet the right people, create the right circle and stuff. So just anyway, man, it was great talking to you, and I enjoyed the podcast. Thank you for having me on.
Let's take one more picture for the team. Hell yeah. Boom. All right, guys. God bless y'all. Catch y'all on next.
All right, man. Peace out, brother.